Hello. Yesterday I gave one challenge to all ball believers, and none of them have able to answer or accept that challenge. What was it? I gave a challenge to draw two pictures representing why there is no solar eclipse every month, and simultaneously second picture they have to draw how solar eclipse happen in north hemisphere during June. These two pictures they had to draw, but none of them able to came out with this answer or drawing picture. They have only abuses against me. Now today I will show you how this is not possible. Though these are two incidents happening as per science, like in June 2030, there will be a solar eclipse in north hemisphere. But let's see why they cannot answer my question. For first question, why there is no solar eclipse every month? It is quite easy question as per heliocentric model. Let's see, but it is not that easy. Please watch carefully. I have downloaded these 4 video from YouTube by searching the same question, why there is no solar eclipse every month or lunar eclipse. Now let's see one such video.
Using these discs with balls representing the Earth and Moon, and using the snake-like sun, we can show why eclipses don't happen every month. For the best shadows, use just the light without the ping pong ball. You can also use a regular light bulb. Now the size of the Earth and the Moon are to scale, but they're too close to each other. They'd have to be about 30 inches apart on this scale. We're also exaggerating the tilt of the Moon's orbit, so it's easier to see. This model is tilted about 30 degrees. The Moon's orbit around the Earth is actually tilted only about 5 degrees from Earth's orbit around the Sun. So why don't eclipses happen every month? Well, the Moon's orbit is tilted compared to the Earth's orbit around the Sun. Let's see what that means. See, the Moon orbits the Earth like this as the Earth orbits the Sun. Now, the Earth orbits the Sun once every
year.
Good, yeah. And the Moon orbits the Earth once every month. Very good. Now, here's one for each of you. So let's place each of you at a particular place. Let's put you about here, you're about here, you're right about there, and I'll be right here. Now we want all of our tilts to be in the same direction. You see that little dark black stripe on your Earth?
Yeah.
Okay. Everybody point them in this direction so they're all parallel. So pointing in that direction. Got it? Got it? Let's get yours just tilted perfect, a little bit more, about like that. Good, good. Okay, we're all tilted the same way because it keeps that same tilt throughout the year. Now let's see if anyone has a lunar eclipse.
Now remember, this moon has to maintain this 5-degree tilt throughout the year, centuries, millennia. Okay.
Now, what position does the moon have to be in order for there to be a lunar eclipse? In other words, what phase does it have to be in?
The full moon?
Full moon, right, that's right. So let's move see, I've got to move mine over here so that the moon is opposite the Earth from the Sun. So everybody move your moon opposite the Earth from the Sun. Good. This is, of course, the sun. This is representing the sun. Very good. Okay, you've all got the right position. Now let's see. Let's check for lunar eclipses. Let's see if I have a lunar eclipse. Let's see. Oh, you see where my moon shadow is here? Mm-hmm. And my earth shadow is above it?
Yeah.
So my earth shadow does not hit the moon, right?
Right.
It's the moon shadow is below the earth shadow, so I'm not going to get a lunar eclipse here. Now, let's check your shadow. Here's your moon, and we'll get it into, let's get your earth nice and perpendicular. There you go. And there's your moon. There it is at full position. Look, your shadows are aligned. Your moon is in Earth's shadow. So you have
A lunar eclipse.
You're right. Good. Now let's check yours. Now, why don't you hold that there, and let's see if we can find your shadow here. There it is. And we see that here's your Earth shadow, and there's your moon shadow. Are you going to have a lunar eclipse?
No.
No, because your moon shadow is above your Earth shadow. Right. So the tilt of Earth's orbit, so the tilt of the moon's orbit compared to the Earth's orbit around the sun is the reason that we don't have eclipses every month.
Hope you have watched it carefully. Look, now watch a second video.
Celestial mechanics, eclipses. It really helps to make a three-dimensional model of the Earth, the Moon, and the Sun. So once a year, the Earth is going to move around this orbit. The yellow string represents the plane of the Earth's orbit around the Sun, the plane of the ecliptic. The hula hoop represents the plane of the Moon's orbit around the Earth. If they were in the same plane, then once a month, the Moon would move on the line between the Earth and the Sun, and there would be a total solar eclipse every month. However, the Moon's orbit is tilted by 5 degrees, so that as the Moon orbits, it can pass way above the plane of the Earth's orbit around the Sun. And that means the shadow of the Moon misses the Earth. So most of the time, there is not a total solar eclipse. We've moved around 3 months, a quarter of the way around the Earth's orbit. The Moon's orbit is still tilted, but in exactly the same angle as before. The Moon's orbit acts like a gyroscope as the Earth moves around the Sun. Now, as the Moon comes around, it crosses the plane of the Earth's orbit. It gets between the Earth and the Sun, and now it can cast a shadow on the Earth.
Okay, you have watched 2 videos. Now remember at which position this is their explanation. That moon is 5 degrees tilted. That is why we don't get solar eclipse or lunar eclipse every month in a year. Now remember what was the position when they are getting this solar eclipse and lunar eclipse. It is always, now look this seasonal explanation for Earth orbiting around the Sun. When summer in North Pole here, Earth North Hemisphere is tilted towards the Sun, and during spring and fall, the Sun directly follows the equator, that is equinox day, and in winter in North Pole, the South Pole is tilted towards the Sun. Now, have you minutely observed that those videos, they were showing us that lunar eclipse and solar eclipse on the position of fall and spring only. They are not showing in any solar eclipse in this summer of North Pole, that is mean month of June, and in the month of December. This is our position. This position does not change because moon is always tilted 5 degree to the orbit of earth, and earth is always tilted 23.5 degree on its axis. So this angle does not change. They are fixed. Why? Because we see moon to move from North Pole to South Pole every month by 14 days. By 14 days, if you see the sky, moon goes from north to south and south to north. So this 5 degree angle is fixed. It never goes to 4, 3, 2, 0 or then 6, 7. No, it is always 5 degree. Now, as they are showing this during this video here,
Using these,
look, the middle portion.
everybody point them. The moon have to.
Now I am showing you another my drawing. Here I have drawn one module for that. This is my sun. This is Earth during June. This is September. This is December. This is March. These positions are fixed in all years. When month of June, this Earth North Pole, North Hemisphere is tilted towards the Sun. Okay. Now, what was their explanation? That this moon is tilted towards to the orbit of this earth. That due to this tilt, this moon shadow is not falling on the earth. It is going by on the above of this earth. That is why this in this position there is no solar eclipse or lunar eclipse. How here is this eclipse is happening? Because this moon is going to this position. Here is the full moon day, new moon day, and during this new moon day, the sun, moon, and earth are in a linear position. That is why in this position there is a solar eclipse. Now my question, but they use these tactics to fool us. But we have to question them again and again. If that was the case, then why not every September and every March there is not a solar eclipse? So the question now should be more pointed. Earlier what our question was what? Why there is no lunar eclipse every month? No. Now this question get more straightforward, more deeper. Now the question will be why there is no lunar eclipse or solar eclipse in every September? Because this September position that you people this video people who are explaining, NASA people who are explaining, that's this September and this March, this moon and earth and the sun is in a linear position. Then why not every month of March there is not a solar eclipse or lunar eclipse? That does not happen. Now so my second point for my challenge was that please make a drawing how solar eclipse happen in the month of June. Because as you have watch those two videos, all kind of video you can watch in YouTube, they always show that due to this 5-degree angle, our moon is not able to cover this sun due to this 5-degree angle. Now, if you search the next 10 years solar eclipse day, you will find in the year 2030, 1st March, there will be a full solar eclipse in the North Pole. This is North Pole. In this North Pole, there will be full solar eclipse. Now, how in the month of June there will be solar eclipse in the North Pole? Then this moon has to lower down. This moon has to lower down. Otherwise, how is that will be possible? If in the month of June shadow is going above this earth, then that will not cause any solar eclipse. For that, this moon has to lower down. But that does not happen. Moon angle never change from 5 to 4 or 3 or 6, 10. It is always 5 degree. Then how can you explain me that in the month of June solar eclipse will happen? People will try to fool you. What they will do? Let's draw more clear picture. This is month of June. Let's make an angle to the moon. Here moon will be a new moon. Here moon will be full moon. Here this moon will be half moon. Here moon will be half moon. Here will be waxing crescent. Here will be waning crescent. Likewise, if you draw phases of the moon in the month of September, let's draw first moon orbit. This is moon orbit. This is the half moon. This is also half moon. This is full moon. And that side of the earth, that will be new moon. This side will be waxing crescent. This will be waning crescent. And that will be quarter. Here will be quarter moon. 75%. So here we are saying the sun, moon and earth is making the solar eclipse. Then why not every September there will not be solar eclipse? How in the month of June there will be solar eclipse? Then you have to lower down this moon. But if you lower down this moon, then all the month, in the 12 months there will be solar eclipse. Because for that you have to rotate the moon in the middle of the earth. And if you draw the moon in the middle of the earth, then every month there will be solar eclipse and lunar eclipse. But that doesn't happen. So please, I'm again giving a challenge to all the globe believers. Please show me one picture, one video how solar eclipse happen in the month of June. I'm giving you the date 2030 1st June. There will be a total solar eclipse. You explain me how in this position there can be a solar eclipse. If there is a solar eclipse due to this lowering of the moon, then why not in the month of May? Suppose in the month of May earth will be there. Okay, so here there also be, if moon is there, then there will be also a solar eclipse. In the month of July, if earth is there and moon is rotating like this, then there in this position, if new moon is happening, then there will also be a chance of partial solar eclipse. Then every month, continuous 3 consecutive months, May, June, July, there should be solar eclipse. If this is your fact in the month of September, okay, but this time sun is at equator of the earth. It rises on the equator, set on the equator, and at the day of solar eclipse, moon also will be at equator. So only in the month of September, only equator there should be a solar eclipse. But what we actually observe, you find out solar eclipse, lunar eclipse day. Solar eclipse and lunar eclipse happens in every part of this world. North, south, center, equator, everywhere. After a 5.5 months, sometimes 6 months, there happens this solar eclipse. How is that happening? Draw me a picture. If you lower down this moon, then you will be caught and red-handed. That how then solar eclipse, lunar eclipse cannot happening in every month. And you cannot change this wobbling like this. Your earth is like this, and sometime moon is moving and then moving, then moving. You cannot wobble this moon because moon is fixed. Like this, earth tilt is 23 degree fixed, and moon is also fixed. Like this YouTube video, this madam was showing. This is fixed. Look at this, their drawing. It is right. It is always like that. It is fixed. This angle is fixed. Then why not every September month there should not be a solar eclipse? It is the three dimension. The globe, others globe starts. What did they say? You don't know understand 3D. You understand only 2D. Here is the 3D video. Look how they are explaining the reason for not happening solar eclipse in every month. They are choosing the position only September and March, the equinox position. Any video you watch in YouTube, any video, you take this one, this man is pulling us. 5
So that
degrees.
as the
5
moon
degrees.
orbits,
This idiot.
It can pass
5
way
degrees.
above the plane of the Earth's orbit around
Then
the
why
sun,
you
to around
change
3
your
months,
position?
a quarter of the way around
Now
the Earth's
look,
orbit.
look
The
at this
moon's
position
orbit
where
is still tilted,
when
but at
moon is
exactly the
going
same
to
angle as
eclipse this
before.
earth,
The
this
moon's
moon
orbit
will be
acts
at
like
the
a
equator of the
gyroscope
earth.
as the Earth moves around
Carefully
the sun.
watch.
Now, as the moon comes around,
Look,
it
look.
crosses the plane
This.
of the Earth's orbit. It gets between the Earth.
This position. When there will be solar eclipse, the moon will be at the equator. And this man has changed the
It's not
position.
a total solar eclipse.
Why don't you making in the same position? You have to show me. You have to show me in this position. Don't change this position. Don't go to this position and this position and this position. If you are explaining me why solar eclipse is not happening every month, you take this position. This is your earth, this is your moon. Now you tell me that after few years in the month of June there is a solar eclipse, and after 2, 3, 4 years in the month of June there is no solar eclipse. Why that is happening? Why this 18-year circle? Why this 6-month circle? No explanation is there. We have just accepted their bullshit, this 5-degree angle, this 5 degree, and we have watched this YouTube video, and we have convinced us. Our foolish mind had look how this they are making. Look, here they are not using this different seasonal position. So cleverly doing this. If you are making a month, why not solar eclipse in every month? Then you have to rotate your earth around the sun. But there, look this video, earth is not moving. In the same position, showing how they are showing. Moon is sometimes going upward, going backward. Now let's see the trickery. Now here look what they have done. They have make moon at the equator. Now if this is the month of September, how this moon will go to North Pole and South Pole? In the month this is not the case that in the month of September moon does not go to North Pole, North Hemisphere and South Hemisphere. It only rise and set every day, 28 continuous day moon has to rise and set in whatever phase it is. It has to rise and set in the equator. This is the month, if this is the month, then moon has to rise and set only equator of the earth. But no, that doesn't happen. Every month moon has to go north and south, because that what we are observing in the sky by 14 days. But moon goes 13.65 days actually, goes to north and go to south. So this drawing, look, this drawing they are trying to make us that time there was a solar eclipse. This time there is not a solar eclipse, but they are cleverly not showing Earth's rotation around the sun, because you will caught them red-handed. Then why there is solar eclipse in month of June, and why there is no solar eclipse in the month of why no solar why not every September of the every year there is not a solar eclipse. Hope I make you understand now. Now you accept my challenge and draw a picture or video and show it to me. Thank you. This heliocentrism is a fake thing. Totally bullshit things. You please watch my lunar eclipse video. In the first half I have mentioned the fakery of the heliocentrism, and next 30 minutes I have explained how everything is explained in flat earth model. Please watch that video, for God's sake.